Emotional detachment is often misunderstood. When people hear the word detachment, they sometimes think of it as coldness, indifference, or even rejection. But that is far from the truth, especially when it comes to strong, unstoppable women. Emotional detachment is not about shutting others out or being uninterested in relationships. Instead, it's a profound act of self-respect and self-preservation. It's the ability to create healthy boundaries, to protect your emotional well-being, and to refuse to lose yourself in the process of loving or caring for others. Many women grow up learning that their value lies in how much they give emotionally, how much they can sacrifice, how deeply they can care, and how much they can bend themselves to fit the needs of others, especially men. This outdated expectation often leads to emotional exhaustion, confusion, and a loss of identity. But when a woman practices emotional detachment, she consciously chooses to prioritize herself in a way that is necessary, not selfish. She recognizes that her emotional energy is precious, and that giving it away without limits often leads to imbalance, pain, and resentment. Detachment in this sense means stepping back enough to see relationships clearly, without the fog of desperation or dependency. It means recognizing when giving more of yourself no longer serves you or the relationship in a healthy way. It means being able to say no without guilt and to walk away from situations or people who diminish your worth. This is the true essence of self-respect. When a woman detaches emotionally, she is telling the world that she knows her value and will not settle for less than she deserves. Importantly, emotional detachment doesn't mean being emotionally unavailable or closed off. It means being emotionally intelligent, understanding your feelings, and managing them without allowing yourself to become overwhelmed or controlled by them. It means engaging with people from a place of strength rather than neediness. When a woman practices this kind of detachment, she invites healthier, more balanced relationships into her life because she no longer attracts or tolerates toxicity. Men, in particular, find this kind of emotional detachment irresistible. It's not because they want a cold or distant partner, but because they are naturally drawn to strength and confidence. A woman who respects herself enough to maintain her emotional boundaries projects a sense of independence and maturity that is incredibly attractive. She isn't chasing approval or validation. She offers herself freely, but on her own terms. This balance between openness and self-protection creates a magnetic energy that men find hard to resist. Moreover, emotional detachment allows a woman to maintain her autonomy and identity. Too often, women lose sight of who they are in relationships by overinvesting emotionally and trying to mold themselves to fit another's expectations. This leads to an unhealthy fusion of identities where the woman's happiness and self-worth become tied entirely to the man's feelings or approval. Detachment breaks this pattern by helping a woman maintain her individuality. She knows that her worth doesn't depend on anyone else, which in turn makes her far more empowered and appealing. When a woman is detached, she doesn't need to prove her love or loyalty by constant emotional giving or by sacrificing her own needs. Instead, her love becomes a choice rather than a compulsion. This freedom is what makes her relationships healthier and more fulfilling. She loves because she wants to, not because she fears losing someone. This subtle shift transforms how men perceive and respond to her. They recognize that her affection is genuine and not born out of desperation or neediness, which inspires respect and deeper connection. In addition, emotional detachment helps women avoid the trap of emotional manipulation and control. When you're overly emotionally invested without boundaries, it's easy to become vulnerable to manipulation, whether intentional or unconscious. from others who might take advantage of your generosity or your need for approval. Detachment acts as a shield, giving a woman clarity to see when someone is not respecting her or when a relationship dynamic is unhealthy. This clarity is empowering and prevents her from getting stuck in toxic patterns. It's also important to note that detachment doesn't mean suppressing emotions. A detached woman feels deeply, but doesn't let her emotions dictate her actions or self-worth. She processes feelings with maturity, understands their source, and chooses how to respond rather than reacting impulsively. This emotional regulation is a key part of self-respect because it means she honors her feelings without allowing them to control her. It's a balance between sensitivity and strength that makes her both relatable and formidable. Many women who learn to detach emotionally find that their overall mental and emotional health improves dramatically. They experience less anxiety, less emotional turmoil, and more peace of mind. This calm confidence radiates outward, influencing all areas of life: career, friendships, family, and romantic relationships. They are able to engage with others more authentically because they aren't burdened by fears or insecurities rooted in emotional dependency. When men sense this kind of emotional balance, they feel safe and respected. They don't feel pressured or suffocated. Instead, they want to invest their time and energy because the woman is whole and complete on her own. The irony is that by detaching emotionally, women actually create deeper emotional bonds. Because these bonds are built on mutual respect and genuine desire rather than need, they are far more resilient and fulfilling. In the end, emotional detachment is a radical act of self-love and empowerment. It's a statement that a woman values herself enough to protect her heart, her mind, and her spirit. It's not about shutting down or avoiding connection, but about creating a foundation of self-respect from which true love and connection can grow. Men can't resist women who embody this powerful form of detachment because it signals strength, maturity, and authenticity, qualities that are timelessly attractive and unstoppable. Detachment is a powerful tool that nurtures and strengthens confidence in ways few other experiences can. When a woman practices detachment, she is essentially choosing to reclaim her emotional independence and personal power. This choice is transformative because confidence built on detachment is not fragile or conditional. It is steady, unwavering, and unshakable. It comes from knowing who you are, what you want, and what you will or will not tolerate, not because others have told you, but because you have decided it for yourself. At the core of this confidence is the realization that your happiness and self-worth are not dependent on external circumstances or people. Too often, women fall into the trap of measuring their value based on how others treat them or whether they receive love and approval. This dependency creates a shaky foundation because it means your sense of self can be easily shaken by rejection, criticism, or neglect. Detachment breaks this cycle by teaching a woman to stand firm in herself regardless of external validation. When you detach emotionally, you stop clinging to outcomes or trying to control how others perceive you. This freedom from attachment brings a profound sense of calm and assurance. You begin to trust your instincts, your decisions, and your inner voice rather than second, guessing yourself based on someone else's reactions or opinions. This trust in oneself is the essence of unshakable confidence. It's a confidence that does not waver when challenges arise or when others disagree with you. It's a confidence that is rooted in your own values and truths. This kind of confidence is magnetic. People, men included, are naturally drawn to those who carry themselves with quiet assurance. When a woman is detached, she walks through life with a sense of purpose and clarity that commands respect. She doesn't have to shout or prove anything. Her energy speaks volumes. This presence is powerful because it signals that she is whole and complete, that she does not need anyone else to fill a void or validate her existence. This is a rare and attractive quality because it represents emotional maturity and strength. Detachment also helps a woman shed the fear of rejection or failure. When you are overly attached, every criticism or setback can feel like a personal blow, shaking your confidence to its core. But detachment teaches you to view such experiences differently. Instead of seeing rejection as a reflection of your worth, you learn to see it as simply a part of life, something external that does not define who you are. This perspective reduces anxiety and self-doubt, allowing you to approach life's challenges with resilience and courage. Moreover, detachment allows a woman to stop overinvesting in relationships or situations that don't serve her growth. This selective investment means she directs her energy and attention only to what aligns with her values and goals. This clarity of focus reinforces her confidence because she is not wasting time or energy trying to fix what isn't meant to be. She understands that walking away from something that no longer fits her life is not a failure, but an act of wisdom and strength. This refusal to settle builds a foundation of self-respect that further fuels her confidence. When a woman is emotionally detached, she also becomes less reactive and more composed. Emotional reactions often stem from attachment to certain outcomes or expectations. Detachment helps to loosen these bonds, allowing her to respond to situations thoughtfully rather than impulsively. This emotional regulation is a hallmark of confidence. It means she can maintain her composure even under pressure, making decisions with clarity and calm rather than fear or desperation. This steadiness is deeply attractive because it conveys that she is in control of herself and her life. Confidence born from detachment also enhances a woman's authenticity. When you are not attached to trying to please others or conform to their expectations, you can show up as your true self. This authenticity is incredibly appealing because it is genuine and refreshing. Men and people in general are drawn to authenticity because it fosters trust and connection. A woman who is detached enough to be authentic radiates a natural beauty and strength that is impossible to fake or ignore. Another important aspect of confidence through detachment is the ability to embrace solitude without feeling lonely. Many women fear being alone because they equate it with being unwanted or incomplete, but detachment teaches that being alone is an opportunity for growth, reflection, and self-discovery. When a woman is comfortable in her own company, she becomes self-sufficient emotionally, which is the foundation of true confidence. This self-sufficiency means she doesn't rely on others to feel whole or happy, and this independence is irresistibly attractive. Detachment also fosters a growth mindset. When a woman is not overly attached to a fixed idea of who she should be or how life should unfold, she remains open to learning, evolving, and embracing new possibilities. This flexibility contributes to confidence because she knows that setbacks or changes do not diminish her value or derail her purpose. Instead, she views them as opportunities to grow stronger and wiser. This mindset is empowering because it shifts the focus from fear of loss to excitement for what lies ahead. In relationships, a woman who practices detachment brings balance and strength. She loves freely but does not lose herself in the process. This balanced approach prevents codependency and unhealthy dynamics. Men sense this balance and find it compelling because it creates space for mutual respect and equality. A confident woman who detaches does not demand constant reassurance or validation. She gives love and support without compromising her sense of self. And this independence inspires deeper connection rather than pushing others away. Ultimately, the confidence built through detachment is enduring because it is grounded in self-awareness and self-love. It is not a superficial or fleeting confidence based on external appearances or achievements. Instead, it is a deep-rooted certainty that no matter what happens, you have the strength, wisdom, and integrity to navigate life on your own terms. This kind of confidence is unstoppable. It cannot be shaken by temporary setbacks, criticism, or rejection because it comes from a place of inner power. In this way, detachment transforms a woman into an unstoppable force. It frees her from the limitations of emotional dependency and empowers her to live boldly and authentically. This unshakable confidence not only enriches her own life, but also inspires those around her. Men, in particular, cannot resist this kind of woman because she represents the ideal balance of strength and grace, independence and warmth. She is not defined by others but defines herself, and that is a power no one can take away. Detachment is often seen as a distancing mechanism, something that creates walls or barriers between people. Yet, paradoxically, when a woman practices healthy emotional detachment, it does the opposite. It inspires curiosity and desire. This happens because detachment introduces an element of mystery, independence, and unpredictability that naturally draws others in, particularly men. The allure of the unknown, combined with the confident presence of a woman who holds her own space, is a powerful magnet that ignites genuine interest and attraction. When a woman is overly attached, whether emotionally, mentally, or physically, she often becomes overly available or predictable. This predictability can diminish excitement and curiosity in relationships. If everything about a person is laid bare too quickly, the sense of discovery fades. Humans are naturally wired to seek novelty and complexity. We crave puzzles, stories, and the thrill of unveiling layers. Detachment, by allowing a woman to hold back just enough, creates that dynamic. It signals that she has a life and identity that exist fully outside the relationship, which is deeply intriguing. This space that detachment creates allows a woman to cultivate her individuality, passions, and interests without being consumed by the need for constant reassurance or approval from others. When a woman invests in herself, her goals, her growth, her happiness, she emits an energy that says, "I am whole on my own." This energy invites others to want to know more about her because she is not defined solely by the relationship or by her emotional availability. Men find this independence irresistible because it challenges the typical dynamics of dependency and control. It creates a sense of respect and admiration. Curiosity naturally arises when someone is not fully given away, emotionally or mentally. When a woman withholds her full self, not out of manipulation, but out of healthy boundaries, it sparks a desire to understand her better. Men, in particular, are wired to pursue and solve mysteries. Detachment taps into this by maintaining an element of the unknown, which keeps the relationship dynamic, alive, and exciting. This doesn't mean playing games or being deceitful. It means simply not sacrificing your autonomy or flooding others with all your emotions at once. It means allowing the relationship to unfold organically with space for mutual exploration. Desire is often fueled by this sense of intrigue and autonomy. When a woman detaches from neediness or desperation, her desire becomes a choice rather than a compulsion. This voluntary nature of desire is far more potent and attractive. Men are drawn to women who want to be with them because they choose to, not because they fear being alone or unloved. This distinction changes the entire energy of the interaction. Desire that is rooted in freedom and self-respect ignites passion and fosters deeper, more meaningful connections. Moreover, detachment allows a woman to maintain her dignity in the face of rejection or disinterest. Rather than clinging or pleading for attention, she gracefully steps back and trusts that what is meant for her will come without force. This grace under pressure creates an aura of strength and self-possession that is incredibly appealing. Men admire this ability to remain composed and confident even when things don't go as planned. It speaks to emotional maturity and a high level of self-esteem, qualities that inspire not only desire but also respect. This kind of detachment also encourages men to invest more effort and energy because it's clear that the woman is not easily won over or taken for granted. When a woman is emotionally available but not emotionally dependent, men feel motivated to engage in a genuine way rather than settling for convenience. This dynamic creates healthier relationships based on mutual effort and interest rather than imbalance or codependency. The effort invested by men in this context is often more meaningful and sustainable because it comes from authentic curiosity and genuine desire rather than obligation or insecurity. Additionally, detachment helps to balance the energy in relationships. When one partner is overly attached and the other detached, it creates tension and imbalance. But when a woman is detached in a healthy way, she naturally encourages a relationship dynamic where both partners maintain their individuality and independence. This balance is attractive because it fosters respect and admiration rather than control or neediness. Men are drawn to women who can hold their own space without trying to control or dominate, and detachment is the key to this balance. Detachment also creates a sense of unpredictability that can heighten desire. When someone is too predictable or always available, the excitement can fade. But a woman who detaches knows when to engage fully and when to step back, creating a rhythm that keeps things fresh and dynamic. This ebb and flow mirrors natural rhythms found in all aspects of life and helps maintain attraction over time. Men appreciate the challenge and the dance because it keeps them emotionally and mentally engaged. Furthermore, detachment encourages self-reflection and growth, which in turn deepens attraction. When a woman is not overly attached, she has the space to reflect on what she truly wants from relationships and life. This clarity allows her to set healthier boundaries and communicate more effectively. Men notice when a woman is clear about her values and intentions. It signals emotional intelligence and maturity. This level of self-awareness is a strong foundation for desire because it creates trust and a sense of security. Importantly, detachment does not mean a lack of love or affection. A detached woman loves deeply, but on her own terms. She loves without losing herself. This kind of love is powerful because it is not desperate or conditional. Men find this type of love inspiring because it's authentic and empowering. It breaks the cycle of neediness that often leads to unhealthy relationships and replaces it with mutual respect and genuine connection. In the end, detachment inspires curiosity and desire because it invites others into a space of respect, mystery, and autonomy. It signals that a woman values herself and her emotional energy, which naturally commands admiration. Men are drawn to women who carry themselves with this kind of strength because it challenges them to rise to the occasion, to engage deeply, respectfully, and authentically. This dynamic creates relationships that are not only passionate, but also enduring and fulfilling. Would you like me to continue expanding the final key point, or assist in weaving all these expanded points into a complete speech The essence of being an unstoppable female lies in the fierce determination to create one's own path, regardless of societal expectations, external pressures, or obstacles. This is not about rebellion for rebellion's sake, but about authentic self, expression, and purposeful living. An unstoppable female is a trailblazer who defines success and happiness on her own terms, refusing to be confined by traditional roles or others' opinions. She understands that her life is hers to design, and she actively chooses to build a future aligned with her passions, values, and dreams. Creating her own path means embracing responsibility for every aspect of her life. Rather than waiting for permission or validation, she takes initiative. She sets goals, makes plans, and moves forward with intentionality. This proactive stance is empowering because it places her in the driver's seat. She knows that life won't always be easy or predictable, but she welcomes challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. This mindset fuels resilience, which is a hallmark of unstoppable women. Unstoppable females recognize that setbacks and failures are inevitable parts of any journey. Instead of being discouraged or derailed, they view these moments as valuable lessons that refine their vision and strengthen their resolve. They understand that failure is not a reflection of their worth, but a stepping stone towards success. This perspective enables them to maintain momentum, even when the path ahead seems uncertain or difficult. It is this tenacity and unwavering focus that distinguishes them from those who give up or settle for less. Creating her own path also means breaking free from limiting beliefs and societal norms that seek to define what a woman should be or do. Many women grow up with messages that they must prioritize others before themselves, that ambition is unfeminine, or that their value is tied to relationships or appearances. An unstoppable female challenges these narratives. She refuses to be boxed in by outdated stereotypes and instead writes her own story. This courage to defy convention inspires others and paves the way for greater freedom and equality. This path creation is deeply personal. It involves introspection and self-discovery to understand what truly matters to her. Unstoppable women don't follow trends blindly or conform to external pressures. They listen to their inner voice and make choices that resonate with their authentic selves. This authenticity is magnetic because it shows confidence and clarity of purpose. When a woman is aligned with her true path, she radiates a sense of peace and strength that attracts support and admiration. In addition to forging her own career and personal goals, the unstoppable female takes ownership of her relationships. She surrounds herself with people who uplift and encourage her, rather than those who drain or diminish her spirit. She sets boundaries that protect her energy and well-being. She communicates her needs clearly and expects respect and reciprocity. This approach ensures that her relationships contribute to her growth and happiness, rather than holding her back. Creating her own path also means embracing independence, not just financially, but emotionally and intellectually. An unstoppable female knows that relying on others for validation or survival limits her potential. She cultivates self-sufficiency by developing skills, knowledge, and emotional intelligence. This independence empowers her to make decisions confidently and to navigate life's complexities with grace. It also sends a powerful message that she is whole and complete on her own, which commands respect from others, including men. Men, in particular, find this self-directed, independent energy irresistible. They are drawn to women who are passionate about their lives and ambitions because it challenges them to be their best selves as well. An unstoppable female inspires collaboration and partnership rather than dependency. She does not seek to be saved or completed by someone else. Instead, she chooses a partner who complements and supports her journey. This dynamic creates healthier, more balanced relationships grounded in mutual respect and growth. Moreover, creating her own path involves continuous growth and evolution. An unstoppable female embraces change and is not afraid to pivot when necessary. She is curious and open to new experiences, ideas, and perspectives. This adaptability is crucial in a world that is constantly shifting. Rather than clinging to the past or fearing the unknown, she welcomes transformation as a natural and exciting part of life. This openness enriches her journey and allows her to discover new strengths and passions along the way. Importantly, creating her own path does not mean going it alone. While she is fiercely independent, the unstoppable female also understands the value of community and support. She seeks out mentors, allies, and friends who share her vision and values. She is generous with her own support and encouragement, recognizing that uplifting others strengthens the collective. This balance of independence and connection creates a powerful foundation for sustained success and fulfillment. The unstoppable female also leads by example. Her commitment to forging her own path serves as an inspiration to others, especially women and girls who may feel trapped by societal expectations or self-doubt. She shows that it is possible to live boldly and authentically, to pursue dreams unapologetically, and to overcome obstacles with courage. This ripple effect has the power to transform communities and cultures by challenging norms and expanding possibilities. In a practical sense, creating her own path means making choices that align with her long-term vision rather than succumbing to immediate gratification or external pressures. It means investing time and energy in what truly matters, whether that's education, career, creative pursuits, or personal well-being. It means saying no to distractions, toxic relationships, and limiting beliefs. This disciplined focus requires self-awareness and determination, but the rewards are profound, a life that feels meaningful, empowered, and fulfilling. Furthermore, the unstoppable female embraces her uniqueness. She recognizes that her path will look different from anyone else's, and she celebrates that diversity. This acceptance frees her from comparisons and the need to fit a mold. Instead, she crafts a journey that is authentically hers, filled with her values, strengths, and passions. This authenticity deepens her confidence and enhances her ability to inspire and lead. Ultimately, creating her own path is a declaration of freedom and power. It is an affirmation that a woman is not a passive participant in her life, but an active creator. She shapes her destiny with intention and courage, embracing the uncertainties and challenges along the way. This process transforms her into an unstoppable force, not because she avoids hardship, but because she meets it head-on with resilience and grace. The unstoppable female's path is a beacon of possibility for all women. It demonstrates that no matter the obstacles, background, or circumstances, every woman has the potential to design a life of purpose and passion. Her journey is a testament to the power of self-belief, determination, and authenticity. She embodies the truth that when a woman creates her own path, she becomes unstoppable, an inspiration, a leader, and a force for change.